Come and take away.
CMPRadio.net, the voice of Chester.
Everybody, my name is Donna, also known as Donna Janelle, CEO and founder of Parenting with a Purpose. Our strive here at the podcast is to reach every home, whether single moms, married, single dads, whatever it is, foster parents, whatever, just bringing the ownership and responsibility and nobility back into parenting. Get comfortable with uncomfortable conversations. All parents need some help and guidance, and I'm just here to be a guide.
Why you hitting the microphone?
Let him do his thing.
Yeah, dude.
Make sure he's straight.
Right. It's my problem, right?
Oh, it's time. You already put my stuff up there?
I guess. I mean, he's fanning out to tell people.
They say live.
Do you see it on the?
You put my my.
No.
Oh wow. I got. Let me know
There we
sooner
go.
than that. All right. Well, it's not my time yet, right?
Yeah, it's
You
your,
gonna let me know when I talk?
yeah, it's your time.
Oh, it's just still going up there.
Yeah, we're live. It's a little delayed.
Yeah. Hey everybody, welcome back to Parenting with Purpose. I am your host, Donna Janelle, the one and only, where we strive, we aim to bring back the beauty, nobility, and responsibility back into parenting. I'm going to hit really on that responsibility and beauty, because that's one thing that we don't really talk a lot about in parenting is what is our responsibility to our children and our responsibility to ourselves. And also beauty. Parenting comes all shapes and sizes, we know. And it's a hard knock life out here to parents, right? Parenting is a struggle. It's a struggle. It's a struggle because we have to deal with little humans, different personalities along with our own personalities. So not everything is always meshed together properly. So there's tools and techniques of how we can be successful in parenting, right? So that's what the show's aimed for. Tonight, our show is about getting our children ready for school. Not just ourselves, though, but the whole holistic family. I got Uncle P on here tonight. I don't know why he making faces at me like that. You know when
I'm
Uncle
listening.
P,
Look.
when P comes on, you
I'm
know,
listening.
it gets a little heated in here. So just be prepared to put your seatbelts on tonight, because we're going to talk about, you know, some things that we can hopefully get you guys to see what's important about school and just different topics about school. Thank you, P, for coming on the show. You always, you know.
It's always a pleasure to sit here with you, right, and to go over the holistic parts of being a parent. And you know, I'm excited to hear what our topic is and see how I can not differentiate or disagree with you, but bring up the other side, right? In a very, you know, conscientious way, right?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, first thing we're gonna talk about is, like, you know, some people started school this week, and then some people go back after Labor Day.
Can I have a problem with that?
Yeah, what's the problem about that?
Why are you starting before Labor Day? Why are you sending your kids to school for 4 days, then have a vacation as soon as they go back to school? Just keep them out until Labor Day is over.
Well, I think it's kind of get them ready, get
Get
them
'em-
kind of used to some routine.
When did you start school?
We ain't
After
talking
Labor.
about
I'm
back
just
in
asking.
that day.
I'm just asking the question.
After Labor Day.
After Labor Day, right?
Yeah.
Did you have to get into a routine? As a child, you know. Don't see. I think this is a parent. This is a parent ploy. I'm tired of my kids, so let's send them back to school. You feel me?
Same thing.
No, I vote that we start school 2 weeks before Labor Day, because a parent, after they done spend all the money all summer, They really don't want to take no
You
Labor
saying
Day
they tired and
vacation.
fed up? They want their kids to go to school.
Absolutely. Me personally, I say wait until after Labor Day. I'm not fed up. I love my kids, right? You know.
I kind of think like, you know, growing up, it was always after Labor Day, but since I've lived in a different state, it's always been before Labor Day. So I'm kind of used to the last 24 years. It's always, for me and my children, always been a week before the week before.
Is that Delaware?
Yeah, that's Delaware. But then there was one year where the parents decided, like, listen, we want our kids to go after Labor Day. And they tried that for a little bit, then they went back before. But the public, a lot of our schools in Delaware do go after Labor Day. My kids particularly go to like a military academy, so they start the week before.
A week before Labor Day.
Yeah, they start the week before. But I think it's good on both sides. Like, get them ready. Like, especially for some kids who never even been into, besides what they had, like a preschool or something like that. And they get to meet some of their friends. They get to meet some of their teachers. They get to know what the expectations are. So then, you know, you go to school for like 4 days, and then you get a little break, and then you come back on full force.
Again, I just don't see the purpose in it.
You don't see the purpose.
No, because summer's not over yet. They're still in August. September starts school. You know what I mean? And if
other states, they don't even they start in August, early August, but they get out in May. Everybody's different.
They get out in May, it's going to be hot. I know down in Florida, they go to school all year round.
Yeah, I think kids should go to school.
Why shouldn't they be in school all year round? You don't need a summer break from school.
I agree. I think kids should be able to go to school all year long.
Yeah.
Particularly because the U.S. kids are behind the other countries in education.
Duh.
So I do think that the kids should be in school all year long and just have kind of a vacation here and there. Like, I mean,
They should be teaching, at least during the summer months. They should be teaching certain subjects like financial awareness.
Absolutely.
And, you know what I mean?
agree.
How to buy property and different things like that. Like, don't just send them home to play around with them. You know what I mean? Like, and as a teacher, it's your full-time job to teach. Why you get 3 months off?
Did you try teaching these kids?
I teach them every day they come into the radio station. I teach them throughout the summertime when they're not in school. When they come into the radio station,
Yeah.
I got to teach them different things. And this is not, I didn't go to college for this.
Right.
So I don't really
You
know,
saying that they
right,
should-
the tricks of the trade and all the different things for teaching kids. But I'm like, listen, I'm going to give it to you the way I wish it was given to me.
Right.
You have a dream, you want to let it out, you got to work at it.
Yeah.
So if I tell you to come here at 9 and you showing up here at 9:30, 10 o'clock, I'm not going to take you serious. That kid that shows up at 8:45, 8:30, I'm going to take him serious. Even if he got to walk here. Even if he's not trying to be extra on being at the radio station. And he's just trying to get out of the house.
Right.
I'm going to give him a little bit of extra energy because he's giving me extra energy.
I like the fact that kids should go to school all year long because you know what's going on. Like when kids are when they have their summer break, parents are forced to, well, not forced, but parents have to figure out another way for, not that the school was a babysitting place, but the school was structured. It was something that the kids would get educated on. But now I'm trying to find supplemental education in the summertime for them, right? Because you don't want them to sit at home playing games or anything like that. You want them to be able to have a social life, but you also still want them to be educated. And I think having that break during the summer, that's where we lose a lot of kids at, though. There's a lot of street violence go on with these kids. I mean, the murder rate is sky high in the summertime for under the age 18. And not saying that the school itself is like a prison or anything, like keeping you there, but it's almost like a safeguard. Like we know that you're there. Yeah.
That's where most of the drama start, in school and leak out to the street. Summertime is when everybody is just,
It's like,
it's fun.
we ain't got to get along for real.
Right. You feel me? Like, and most kids, they don't even hesitate to say, I don't like you. I don't get along with you. So, I mean,
I don't know. I think because the United States is so behind when it comes to education that we definitely need to, educate our kids throughout the summer. I don't know if they did here, but they do in Delaware. Do kids get homework anymore?
yeah, I don't think they really get homework that much, but they should have homework every day. Children should have homework every day. They should have a dream. They should have a dream. The teacher should be so in line with the kid's life that their homeroom teacher should ask the first day of school, what is your dream?
Right.
And if they don't have one, by the end of the year, you should give them one. They should have a dream on their plate to know, I have to strive to be this type of person, right? Because if they don't, they're going to be McDonald's. They're going to be Walmart. They're going to be all... And I think Rockefeller said it best. He don't want a nation of thinkers.
Right.
He want a nation of employees. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, man.
So I think definitely the more educated we are, the better we become, right? Education is power. Education is the key to things, right? So why not prepare our families? And like I would think that communities or schools or anything would want to really prepare children for school, right? Give the parents the tools that are necessary to be able to do things at home and then have it done at school, and then be a team, right? That's what I thought school was supposed to be. It's like a team together, right? But a lot of times the reason why it's not is because, one, the teachers, they have so many students in one class. They don't have all the technology they need. They don't have, I remember being in school. I don't know if you remember, but you remember having books in school?
I'm the only one that walked to Chester High every day and actually had my book bag with books in it, right?
We had to share books. Like, we didn't really have books like that.
Oh,
like,
no, I had books.
They was ripped up. They was outdated.
My teachers knew my aunt. You feel me? So
you had favorites.
I got books. I got books from the gate. You feel me? And it wasn't a whole lot of hassle that I had to go through to make sure I had books. But I was the only one that took books because I didn't go to class. I cut class a lot. There was a lot of bullies in class. Yeah. And I couldn't really learn with all that bullshit. I was a little scary when I first got into the high school, 10th grade. It was a whole lot scary. Till that summer, that 11th grade, going into 11th grade summer, boy, everything I did 10th grade, boy, it was a whole I walked in that joint, a whole different Pierre, bro. A whole different, everything that I experienced through those 90 days of summer turned me into a whole different Pierre moving into 11th grade, bro.
Right.
So I stopped, I wasn't even worried about a book bag.
There was no book bag.
I wasn't worried about no book bag. I wasn't.
Let me ask you a question, because how many children do you have, P?
I have 7.
7.
7 beautiful kids, absolutely.
7. Now, you have, your daughter's in college, right?
My oldest daughter is in college. She's a junior at Lincoln University.
And what's the other ages of the rest of your children?
Remember, she's 20. She turns 21 in January. My second oldest child turns 19 in September, so a couple weeks away before the anniversary, which is the 9th. She turns 19 the day before. My son, 16. He turns 17 in November. After him is Zaria. Zaria is 10. She turns 10 in November as well. The twins just turned 8 in April.
Okay.
And I have Jordan rounding up to 2.
Okay.
And she turns 3 in October. So I know my kids.
I like that, because a lot of dads don't know it. Like, you was like turning. So let me ask you a question. For your kids that are in school now, not your college, not the one that's in college, do you have a schedule or a routine, like a sleep schedule?
So I don't, for the children, for the little bitty children, I'm not in those homes. Their mothers put them to bed. Okay. Right? So, and I know for Zaria, right now her mom's getting her ready, so she's been in the bed by 8 o'clock.
Okay, all right.
Right, we got to get you ready for school, right? Journey and Janai, I don't have to worry about. I know their mother has them in bed at 7:30.
Oh, she's like me. 7:30, here we come.
She's not playing any games, right?
Okay.
And then Jordan rounds it up, and she's in daycare. She be sleep. I be taking her to daycare. She still sleep in the car. So she stays up. She runs that right now. I'm sure her mother won't have a problem when she's starting to go to school and really learning things, right? And it's not just a place to watch her.
Right.
It's actually a place that's teaching her things. That's probably about January, February, we get to switching over, and it's not and becomes pre-K.
Yeah.
Right?
So she'll be 3, right?
Yeah, she'll be
10.
3. She'll be 3 in October.
So yeah, she'll be getting into learning more things.
Yeah.
Okay, because a lot of times, I know right now, I got 4 kids, but my oldest, she's 24, she's out. But the 3 teens in my house, I have the 17-year-old and the 2 15-year-olds. Now, when they were younger, even, matter of fact, all the way up to last year, bedtime was easy, right? Mm-hmm. Listen, you go into bed, you take your showers, everything is scheduled. For some reason, I don't know if it's like just because they're older or I don't know, but it seems like it's a struggle. It's a little struggle for bedtime.
Put in the bed?
Yeah, like it's like y'all don't know what y'all bedtime is. Like what's going on?
That's because you're scared of the strap.
Shut up. No. I think
you scared of the strap.
No.
Either you're going to be scared of it or your kids are going to be scared of it. And I would rather my kids be scared of the strap than me. You get the smacking that joint, night, pow, pow, pow. Too good.
I remember my parents did that when I was younger. All our names was on the belt and everything. It was a leather belt. It had everybody's name
Everybody's
on it.
name on it. I got this made especially for you.
Yeah. No, it's not that I'm afraid to like.
Yes, you are.
What?
Yes, you are. See, if they were scared of the strap, you say, it's time for bed. I'm not trying to get no beating.
But all these years I didn't use the strap, and that was easy. That was fine. Time for bed. For bed.
Now you say it's not.
Now all of a sudden I don't know. Like,
no, because they already know she ain't gonna hear
this. I think
this.
it's because it's the summer. I'm trying to tell you, like,
the consequences.
It gotta be because it's the summer. Because the summer you kind of more.
Zaria called me today crying because her friend was over. Her and her friend were playing somewhere they knew they shouldn't have been playing. Something happened. She knew her mom was going to add the strap to her. So she called me. I said, what you calling me for? You already know. I'm 100% for the strap. So you about to get it. Snot balling, bubble popping. I'm like, ooh, you really give it. I said, you better be quiet for your mom hear you. She come in there. Dad, can you call her and tell her? All right, I called her. I said, you gonna beat her? She was like, yes, I am. I said, all right, well, just don't kill her. You feel me? Oh, and, make sure it's on the butt more than anywhere. Mm-hmm. And you'll be all right.
Yeah.
Right. But she was scared to death. Zaria scared to death. Why? Because she knows she messed up. That fear. So that fear will keep them from messing up, or you will know the truth the moment you look at them, because tears will start to flow.
But you don't have to. See, here's the thing. This is where we differ at P. Because you don't have to use the strap to put fear in your kids. Like you can parent without using the strap, and they can still have fear.
That's why you can't get them to go to bed.
No, that's just now. No. All these years, it has not been an issue.
Right, because they're feeling themselves. See, if you beat them when they're younger, you don't have to beat them when they get older.
But it wasn't necessary for me to beat them when they were younger.
It's only like it says in the Bible. You follow the Bible.
It says
spare the rod, spoil the child. So
when it's necessary, but it also says parents don't provoke your children.
Parents,
we don't have to.
I've never heard nobody say parents don't. Where that's
it's in the Bible.
Give me the chapter. Give me the chapter in the verse.
You want me to pull it up?
Yeah, I need that.
Oh, Lord.
I need that. Parents don't provoke your children. I've been provoked my whole childhood.
Yeah.
My mom provoked me. My dad provoked me. My grandma provoked me. Parents don't provoke your child. I need to see that so I can throw that back down.
How you know some of it but don't know? Here it is. Ephesians 6:4.
Ephesians? Yeah. See, I don't fool with Ephesians.
You don't fool with Ephesians. It says.
I can't fool with the Ephesians. They be playing games.
Provoke not your children.
Them Ephesians play too many games.
Oh, okay.
Provoke not your children, for they are the ones that will take care of thou when thou is old. Right.
No, because seriously, what happens is like sometimes, again, out of anger, out of fear, out of frustration, sometimes we do provoke our children. And then when we get the response that, not so pleasing to us, and then we want to go off. But we really sometimes the parents do provoke their kids.
I agree with that. I provoke my children every day, and I know I do. But I provoke them for a reason, because this world is cruel.
Right,
this world. My son is my only son, 16 years old. I changed my life because I was scared of what I was leaving him.
Okay.
Not just after I died, but while I was here. See, I've already done everything. Mm-hmm. The only thing that my son could do in this game is die, because I've never done that. So I didn't want that for him.
Right.
So I had to change my life. I had to give him another avenue. I had to give him something else that he could fall in love with or see me do and be like, yo, I can do that. You know, dreams are made by watching your parents work and hustle.
Yeah,
to
definitely.
make you believe that it's possible that you can do the same thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? So for me, it wasn't about me changing for me or me doing something personal for me. I'm gonna be good. I'm a hustler. I know how to get to $1.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? It was allowing my son to watch me struggle. It was allowing my son to watch me build up a radio station from nothing. It was watching my son watch me do everything that I'm capable of doing.
Right.
And knowing that he now has an idea of where he wants to go.
Right. And that's a leader. That's what parents do.
But I will bust his ass.
Let me ask you a question. This doesn't have anything to do with the parent readiness, but I saw something and I watched it with my kids, and I thought of you immediately though. There was this uncle, Hunt's Uncle P. There was this uncle. The mom was his sister was a single mom, and she was raising boys. So one of the boys, he was 14, and the uncle, on the street heard that the young man was robbing people's houses, like burglarizing houses. And what he did was, in the middle in front of everybody, he literally beat the crap out of this kid, right? He beat him in his chest, like not beat him as, like he fought him. Like not, actually it was pretty much almost like a bully technique, honestly. Like he punched this boy is really small. He punched him in the chest, punched him in the face, like beat the dog crap out of him, right? And said that you never have to go rob nobody's house. You always come to me. And then he gave him some money. But what do you think about that?
I think that's the way it goes, because if he robbed your house and you had a gun, you would shoot him. You were not worried about you're not worried about the parent. You're not seeing a child. You're seeing someone rob your house. So you shoot him. And you killed this little kid. But guess what? You're right, because he died in front of you on your porch. So you don't go to jail for it. But you killed the little kid.
So you don't think the tactic was... So here's my thought on it. And I was talking to my teens about it. And they kind of agree with me. The fact that he literally humiliated this boy in front of everybody, though. Because here's the thing. I know growing up, is if somebody one of my siblings hit me or something like that out on the street, that gave other people the right to do that. So you don't do out in public what you want, like something. I'm not saying beat him up behind closed doors, because what he did was real bad. But at the same time, now you got this young man out on the street. Everybody seen him get beat down by his uncle, right? So you don't think that would cause more issues on the street?
No.
Why not?
Depending on who his uncle is.
Oh, because his uncle might handle them. Nah. You don't think there's some sense of embarrassment, some sense of like... I actually was looking at it so many different ways, because the way that he beat this young man up, I'm thinking about he got some internal bleeding. My nurse head goes off. Like, he got internal bleeding, something going on with his brain now. Cause
the threat of violence against my nephew, right, for breaking up into people's houses, concerns me greater than the threat of violence against me to him. You know what I mean? Because I'm hitting you out of love. I'm hitting you because you don't need to do this. Somebody else catch you, it's over. They could put a bullet in the back of your head.
right.
They could kill you. So I'm going to beat you up because you know you dead wrong. And anybody that see him doing this, call me, because I come out here and beat his ass again.
So where...
Listen, my uncle told me, he picked me up from the county. He's like, do you know how bad you've hurt your mother? I'm like, man, do you know how bad my mom hurt me? At that point, when I said that to him, he should have smacked me in my mouth. He didn't. He should have pulled the car over and fucked me up. He didn't. Why? Because he was a part of that proactive and be nice, holistic parent approach that started it all. Listen, it all started there. To stop a child from going left, you have to give them consequences. You cannot pat him on the back, tell him it'll be okay, and have a conversation with him and think he's going to change. He got to get consequences. I got my consequences when I went upstate.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Consequences doesn't always have to be physical, though.
Oh, yeah.
That's the issue.
Oh, that's how men learn. See, women learn different than men. So I think at some point women need to understand, you know what? This is a different sex argument. You're a man, so you're gonna learn through physical combat not to do something. I can talk to my daughters and tell them not to do this and not to do that. Don't do that. Sit like a lady. Don't put your hand on the table. Don't put that dress on. Don't wear those clothes. My son has to learn from a man how to be a man. My son has to have hands put on him so he learns. Don't do that again. Oh, shit. Great idea, Dad. I won't ever do that again.
So a man can't talk to a boy and teach him without physically harming him?
No.
I'm not a man, but I beg to
give me
differ
some
with
men
one.
that have been talked to without someone putting their hands on them, and let me know how the rest of their life has gone.
That's going to be another show.
Yeah.
We're going to have to bring the men on here.
Yeah, you got to ask that question on Facebook. Yeah, I want to know how many men have had hands put on them, not in an abusive way. You know what I mean? Not in I'm coming home drunk from work and I'm putting a cigarette out on you. Not I'm coming home and I'm drinking a 12-pack of Miller and then putting my hands on you. You feel me? Not abuse.
Right.
Discipline.
Right. So you think the uncle beating his nephew up in front of everybody?
I would do that to my nephew. If my sister
and
had,
that's discipline.
if my sister, yes, that's street discipline.
Street discipline. Okay.
Because guess what? You're in the street.
Right.
So the only thing you're going to understand is a consequence. I can't say, oh, don't do that. If you need anything, I can give you a couple dollars. Now, if I give you some money, I'm a sucker to you. This sucker-ass nigga just gave me some money. You breaking up in somebody's house, you got to have heart, bro. You're not just breaking up in there for fun. After you do it the first time, the second time, the third time, the fourth time, now you're a professional B&E person. You might get caught, you go out the counter, you talk to somebody, guess what? They professional, they telling you, oh, next time just put this underneath the door or put some gum in the joint so it don't lock. Oh. Boom. Now you learn by going to the county. It's college.
Wow.
It's college. The university is the state joint. But you can go to Delaware County Community College for free. Or you get these hands put on you.
I feel like violence on violence is just not the way.
Oh, man.
Just violence on violence is like, why would I want to teach you something by doing this to you?
Because you need to learn its consequences.
But you can teach consequences without the physical.
No, you can't. You can teach women consequences without the physical.
I'm not a man and I'm not a boy.
You can teach
so
women consequences without the physical.
Okay.
Literally. You could tell your daughter, make sure you protect yourself. Make sure you guard yourself. Make sure you take care of yourself. You tell yourself, make sure you protect yourself out there, son. How's he going to know how to protect himself if y'all never put up hands and never taught him how to fight? How's he going to know how to protect himself? How's he going to know that when somebody steps on his sneakers and it's a whole foot, not the tip, it's a whole foot, he got to punch him in the face immediately?
Why he got to do that, Pete?
Because that nigga that stepped on his foot on purpose.
Not the Jordans.
You're not going to step on my whole Jordan. You did that on purpose. I'm punching you in the mouth. And when they asked me why I did it, because he stepped on my foot and he did not apologize.
Hey.
Now they not. I guarantee that guy won't step on his foot again. I guarantee they'll be friends by the end of the school year. I guarantee. Because he stood up for himself. If you don't stand up for yourself in this world, you will constantly
So
be
he couldn't just say, don't step on my shoe no more?
No.
Yo, bro, you meant that, don't step on my shoe no more. You got to punch him in the face to teach him a lesson.
Contact. As soon as it happens. Don't wait. Don't talk about it. Don't walk away. Don't say it's cool. Don't dip off, because he going to come with more people tomorrow. Then they go from stepping on your shoes to moving you out the way in lunch, you feel me, to sitting down, to clowning you in front of the girls.
So that's how the bullying starts.
That's how the bullying starts. If you don't stand on it, when the little shit happens, I tell my son all the time, little things, bro, lead to bigger things. If you stop the little thing from happening, you can't get to the bigger thing.
Well, I'm not a male.
I know. I'm glad.
So I don't know what the mind of a male is.
Right.
I'm just a mom. And
you're there for the nurturing. You're there for the coddling. You're there for the talk. That's what I'm saying. We don't play our role anymore. Everybody wants to. I don't think participation award trophies. Who you think came up with that? The mothers. My son lost, and he played excellent. He lost, so he doesn't deserve a participation award trophy. So if you give losers awards, who's the winner?
Yeah. I do agree with that. I
Right.
think
No, ain't no
competition is
participation. Man, they used to
competition.
give out some, man, he don't want that. He lost. We don't want that. Take it. You don't know. I don't want my son to take anything if he didn't earn it. He did not win.
I think that's
And when he won a championship, damn right, son, you can claim that joint.
Let's go back to school readiness.
Yeah, let's go back to school, man.
Student, this whole step on my shoe, punch him in his face.
Yeah,
just got
that's
me
school
up.
readiness. How to fight a bully. Punch him, slam in the face. You don't got to punch him in the face. Punch him in the gut. But you got to hit him.
You gotta hit him.
You got to hit him. He got to know that you're willing to swing. If just
Okay.
or just punch him on the side. Punch him somewhere.
Boop, boop.
So when you shoot, like push him back or just push him back. You feel me? It don't have to be a punch to the face. You can push him back a little bit, but it's got to be aggressive. You got to know, yo, man, what you doing, bro?
But you don't even know if that person did it. So you're saying intentionally, non-intentionally, just whatever. If somebody step on your shoe,
On
whether
the
they,
side of your shoe
Uh-huh.
is an action. My whole foot onto your shoe is me stepping onto you, saying, "Oh, you gonna be mine this school year."
Stepping
What?
on toes, scores.
shut up. I can't take it.
Yeah,
That is really how it goes.
boy.
Stepping
Man.
on toes cause wars.
Wow. I mean, I'm just thinking back when I was in school. I mean, yeah, I was violent.
See,
Yeah, I mean, like you step on, yeah. But nowadays, it's not.
so you was violent.
Oh yeah.
You got tired of it.
No, I was just a kid that was angry.
Angry,
And
right.
I was a kid of anger.
You find that out about bullies, man. They're
Yeah.
dealing with something outside of
Right.
school.
Yeah, definitely.
So when I come to school, I'm gonna make sure everybody know. But I'm really gonna pick on him because he never said anything. I was the type of kid I wouldn't say anything. I was being raised to be a pastor. What are you doing? Let's have peace. Let's talk. No, don't do that. Why you talking about me like that? What's wrong? Oh, you okay?
But Pete, it has to work because you have kids that are successful and are able to live that life.
You have kids
never,
that-
never have to deal with violence.
Those are the kids that avoid it at all costs. Those are the kids that don't go to the lunchroom. They go to Miss Kegler's third
No,
period.
maybe they're the kids that know how to problem solve.
Oh no, they definitely not in the lunchroom.
They definitely.
They definitely not in the lunchroom. they got a chess club over to the side.
No,
Yes, they do.
It's not all. There's kids who actually know how to communicate and problem solve to get things done without violence,
Problem solving.
and they become adults who's able to problem solve without violence.
I think I'm an adult that can problem solve without violence, right? Because I've gone through the violent parts.
You tired of violence?
You're an adult that can problem solve without violence,
Yeah, 'cause-
and you were the violent one.
I would. Well,
So if
I
you
became
don't-
violent after, only if you did something to
You
me.
said it earlier. The young man that came through here yesterday, Rick the Ruler, he sees a change. He wants to change the narrative. You cannot change anything without experiencing the other side. So if you want positive people to be positive, you had to experience negative.
Correct.
If you want people to do better, you had to experience bad.
Yeah.
So you want somebody to go through what you didn't even really go through.
I don't want my kid. No. I don't have to put my kids in a situation where what I've been through in order for them to understand.
Okay.
Because I think that's what a line is drawn though. It's a thin line. It's a hard line. It's like when you give your kids not enough or give your kids too much. There's like a line there. Like you don't want them to have the same experiences that you. Nobody have you on my show on no phone.
No, I'm not on no phone. I'm checking the volume.
Oh, because you know I got to check with PB. Forget where he at sometimes.
No.
But like I know it's really a struggle of not giving them too much or giving them not enough to make sure that they still have not necessarily struggles, but they still have things that they have to learn as
Right.
they're growing, right?
Absolutely.
But you don't want to not make them struggle like you struggle.
No, they don't, and that's why you tell them the things that you did or the things that you went through, but also giving them advice on how to handle life. I struggled with bullying. I'm telling you how to avoid being bullied. We're not bullies. My children are not bullies. We do not bully anybody. If anything, we defend the children that have been bullied,
Okay.
right? We do not allow any disrespect to be given. We meet disrespect right where disrespect is, with disrespect. We meet respect with respect. I have to give you what you're giving me back. I can't allow you to just give me disrespect. Oh, I'm sorry. It's okay. Are you okay? No. You feel me? My son, kindergarten, little boy, try to put food in his hair. He grabbed the little boy up. He said, "Man, it was Play-Doh. He was trying to stick Play-Doh up his nose." He's like, "Stop." My son said 3 times. The teacher said, "I saw him." I said, "Well, why don't you stop him?" 3 times. My son finally grabbed him. He said, "Yo, if you don't stop playing with that Play-Doh, I'm gonna cut your head off and burn your house down." And these are 2 things that my son understood. Number 1, we watched karate movies all the time when he was a baby. Cut his head off. You understand what I'm saying? But we had just experienced a house fire, and he knew how hot those flames were.
Right.
So he said, "Yo, I'm gonna cut your head off and burn your house down." Little boy ran to the teacher. "Oh my God, JP said he gonna cut my head off, burn my house down." They put my son in the program. I said, my son he didn't touch it.
I bet they did.
Right?
What little kid walking around talking about, "I'm gonna cut your head off and burn you"?
Somebody that understands life. And he's a great kid. You see my son, he be like, nah. He ain't never been a violent type of kid. You feel me? But he has it if you push him. Right? If you push him, he will explode on you. And you be like, "Oh my God, I didn't know. I'm sorry." No, you underestimated him because he's such a nice kid. You're not thinking that he got nothing but the demon spawn up all up and through him. You feel me? And that's how I'm telling you, you have to play yin and yang, good and bad. You have to have both sides of the coin. You can't just be a 2-headed coin. You got to have a head and a tails. So if they flipping you, you feel me, and they land on tails, bah, hit them in the mouth. Walk around with the coin all day and flip that joint. You feel me? Hey, how I'm going to forgive you is going to be, it's all heads, I'm going to let you go. Tails, I'm going to smack you.
Set boundaries.
Yeah, you gotta set boundaries. Like, but violence is not always the way.
Violence
it's
is.
not.
It is. It is. That's how people learn. How else do you learn?
But here's the thing. This is why a lot of some are youth are in jail, because they had that one day where they exploded, and now they killed somebody or they shot somebody or something because they wasn't taught properly how to problem solve.
So I'm talking about teaching my son properly how to problem solve. You saw the text that I sent, right?
Yeah.
Is that not a father that cares about his son?
Yeah, I'm not saying that you don't care about your son. I'm just saying some of the tactics that we have out here for our children, it doesn't necessarily work for all children, and it doesn't necessarily bring them to a positive place.
Yeah, I'd say you got to talk to them. You have to allow your children, you have to give them space to talk. That I don't have a problem with, right?
Right.
Giving them space to talk. But when you're wrong and you're being disrespectful, there is no place to talk. It's the only place for my hands. You feel me? So I'm going to lay these hands on you. You're going to feel these paws. So, whatever happens after that.
You're so animalistic, paws.
I am.
You can feel these paws.
I am.
Can we keep the human side to this?
What my head say?
Lone wolf. Can we keep the human side to this?
No.
We want to be humanistic.
No. Humanistic is what women have. That's what women have.
Well, men are humans too. You are human.
I can be human, but at some point, right, I have to survive this world. I have to go out here and look at people that look at me as less than. I have to go out here and achieve more than anybody. I have to go out here and kill. I have to go out here and maim to bring home food for my family. And if at the end of the day there is no respect there for a man's not going to bring that food home to you. He's going to take it somewhere else. He's not going to go out there and struggle and strive. I mean, my life 6 years ago was completely opposite to what it is right now. And I don't know how long I can keep that juggling act up, right? I gotta figure out what I'm doing. If I don't figure that out, I can lose everything.
That's not just for men, though. Women do too.
And so you have animalistic at your school? They have made the black woman, right?
Right.
And I understand, but when a black mother struggles, she's doing the best she can.
Okay.
When a black man struggles, he's a deadbeat.
Really?
Absolutely.
According to.
When a black man is struggling and can't buy his kids sneakers and can't take his kids nowhere and can't do anything and can't bring them over the house and don't have a house for them to come over, what is that? It's a deadbeat. Because mom is doing the best she can. They could be wearing the bummiest sneakers and their hair cannot be done. She's doing the best she can. But here this man is trying to build himself up to give. You know, you got to pour into a cup before something can be poured out of it.
Correct.
So he's trying to build himself up to a point where he can give, but he's a deadbeat. I'm going to take him to child support. Take him to child support. Judge yelling at him. Judge looking at him crazy. Baby mom looking at him crazy. Girlfriend looking at him crazy. Everybody mad. Judge mad. The babe that handles the case is mad. His lawyer mad. Everybody mad at him. He's like, yo, do you know how hard it is for me to even have a place to stay at night? Do you know how hard it is for me to even get up in the morning? You know how many days I talked about committing suicide and y'all don't have no help for me? I'm just supposed to keep on striving like an animal.
But it's the same way as women. It's not like you think that, women get help for stuff?
Section 8?
No, not everybody though.
Child support?
Not everybody.
Food stamps?
No, not everybody.
I can't tell. Not everybody. If you choose not to go down there and get the offering.
No, they don't. You have to literally be, for example.
You live in Delaware, so Delaware is a whole different. You don't live in Pennsylvania, so we can't compare.
Even when I lived in Pennsylvania,
Delaware is hard. Delaware is hard. When you get fired from your job in Delaware, they give you like $300 for a couple months. They don't care. They're a small state. They don't tax you.
When I lived in Pennsylvania, like if you have like. There's a line, right? There's a line with poverty, and you literally have to really have nothing to get help.
Yeah, and that's why most people don't have a problem with having nothing, with living in the project and paying rent at $5 a month and not having.
But then
anything.
there's moms out here who work hard, and they still struggle, and they don't get any help.
I commend those moms. Shout out to those mothers. I love those mothers. I love those women. I love the women that work hard and don't complain. And yeah, there's a lot to complain about, but you're not tearing a man down. You're not getting vindictive or feeling like he needs it. If he's helping you, if he's there, he's trying to help his children prepare for the world, allow him to do that. Because guess what? Your daughters and your son going to have a rough go at it, man, if they don't have a father they can lean on.
I do agree that I'm not going to argue.
And that's school readiness, right? I think both parents need to come together. We need to be teammates. I said it the other day. What's the point of having a child with someone if you're my enemy? You're not my enemy. I do not hate you. You might hate me because it didn't work out. You might hate me because I woke up and said, I don't want to do this anymore.
I think what happens is, that's the problem too, and we talked about on the show before, is that instead of focusing on the main thing, which is the child, focuses on the other relationship. You know, I'm not with you, you're not with me, you're with somebody. Like all that other stuff, I call that just white noise chatter that really doesn't matter. What matters is the kid.
Absolutely.
And it should be a partnership and a team, no matter, even if you don't like that person, but you love your kid.
Even if you got somebody else on the team. Even if you got a boyfriend or I got a girlfriend, we're still a team. Yeah. Call me on the phone, what's up with you, man? I need you to come get your daughter for a little bit. Okay, let me talk it over. But make sure you're communicating with your current partner.
Right.
Listen, blah, blah, blah just called me and said my daughter going a little crazy. I want to bring her over here for a couple days. You feel me? It's summertime. All right, yeah, sure. No problem. If she has a child already in the house and you're taking up that mantle as the father, man, you should immediately reach out to the father. You should immediately have a conversation with the father. Y'all need your baby dad to come through here. We need to have a conversation. Why you want to have a conversation with him? Because I'm here with his son or his daughter.
Right.
And I need to know how he raises her, right, or him, so I can assist. If I'm not going to be in the house paying the bills and taking care of the kid, that means when we go to the mall, I don't have to buy your son nothing.
Right.
That means when I'm eating dinner, I don't have to make sure your son eats. If you're saying I shouldn't have a conversation with the father, me and the father should be on the same team.
I think that's good. Most people don't think about that.
Because it's small-minded.
Yeah.
I mean, so small-minded. You got beef with, I don't care who you messing with.
Yeah.
I don't care what I don't, if I left her, if we're not together, you can have her. I have my daughter to take care of. I have my son to take care of. I'm not worried about her. I left.
I think it's an ego. It becomes an ego issue with an ego problem with whoever is in the house or whatever. But I think because the focus is not really where it's supposed to be.
No, again, I watched something on Instagram the other day. The bull said, "I'm petty. If my baby mom called me and asked me to get my kids, it got me at Chuck E. Cheese, and bull slide her Chuck E. Cheese dick tokens and something like that. He said, I'm petty. Call me. I'm like, yo, you ain't never lied. You worse than a female. Because there's no reason for a man to be worried about what. If you left her, 9 times out of 10, you left her for a reason. So he's gonna figure out what that reason is. If you left her. If she left you, now I understand why you being petty. You feel me? Because you wanted to play games and you ain't wanted to leave, and she left for whatever reason she left for, so now you're upset. Even in that, we're not together anymore.
Right.
There's no reason for me to do anything or feel any type way about anything. I'm coming to pick my son up. When I come to pick my son up, I want to talk to you. I want to talk to your boyfriend that you got.
Yeah.
I want to shake his hand. I want to have a conversation with him. I want to let him know, this is your house. You're in this house. My daughter is here. So I want respect to be shown to my daughter. There's certain things I don't play. I don't want you drinking around my daughter. I don't want you sitting here smoking a weed around my daughter. I can say that because that's what I want for my daughter. Mm-hmm. If you have a problem with that, then we got a problem. And if we develop a problem, it's not going to be good for you. It's not. And it's not hard either. Because I can slide right back in.
You get on my nerves.
And disrupt the whole plan.
So
Listen, the main focus got to be the kids. And
it is. You're not
Yeah.
gonna do all that extra stuff around my daughter.
Yeah. I think that more families should definitely come together when it doesn't work out. Not saying that one parent is better than the other. It's just people parent differently, and you need to be on the same team.
We need to be on the same
I
team.
think definitely. And when you talk about school, like, listen, back to school night, the stepdad,
Be there.
the dad, the
Both.
mom, the stepmom.
We had this conversation when I
We're,
first
I
started
think
the radio
it
station.
seems like we're the only culture that really don't come together like that. Other cultures, you see stepmom, stepdad,
mom and dad
Yeah.
in the room. Mom and dad sitting
Janitor.
right here. The stepmom and stepdad behind them.
Yeah.
Supporting
them. Like,
supporting their partner. But every parent in that room is supporting the child.
Yeah. You
So-
don't really see that too much.
Man, you don't see that with us because we don't know what normal behavior is. We think we supposed to be ratchet. I watch Glorilla tell somebody the girls in their 20s be toxic for the rest of your 20s, and by the time you're 30 you'll catch up. No, you won't. You will not catch up. You will be 10 years behind. And then you'll be frustrated until your 40s talking about, damn, I should have didn't know. And then you'll have roast beef stuff. Just hanging down, looking like this. I'm sorry.
Not the roast beef. Come on. Listen.
That's what happens.
But the point that you just made is that it has to be taught.
It has to be.
Right. It has to be taught.
I didn't have anyone to teach me that. No. I didn't have. My mother did not get remarried after my father died. Mm-hmm. My grandmother didn't get remarried after my grandfather died. Only person that got remarried was my aunt, right? And both my aunts, they got remarried, but it didn't end well for them either. You know what I mean? So it's like, if you're not going to be a team player, you're not going to work on a team. And I'm on 7 different teams right now. I'm on 7 because I have 7 different kids. Yeah. I'm on Team Taylor when she called and need me. I'm on Team Pilar. I'm on Team JP. I'm on Team Zaria. I'm on Team Journey and Janai. And I'm on Team Jordan. Whatever I need to do for those 7 teams, right, I will get done. I'm not on Team Mom.
Right.
I'm not worried about what you need. You have to focus, because guess what? You ain't on Team Dad. If that was the case, they'll all be here helping me with the radio station.
Right.
That's not what's happening. So, yeah, I'm on Team Taylor. What Taylor need? We need to work 50-50 to make sure we get what we need to get for our daughter. What does JP need? We need to work 50-50 to make sure, maybe 60-40 to make sure JP is cool.
And that needs to be done before school starts.
Absolutely.
That needs to be done all year long, actually. Everything, even if it's a monthly checkup and say, hey, this is what we're doing this month. When it comes to after school activities, it comes to any extracurricular activities, a lot of times I see, just from a female perspective, I'm a female, okay. I see a lot of times single moms reach out to the dads when it comes to sports and getting their kids involved in some sports and stuff. But I don't really see them reaching out to them when it comes to just basic educational things.
Because we're not worried about that. We're worried about, because we're worried about the NFL and the NBA. And I tell my son all the time, bro, I want you to get a college education. I'm not worried about you playing college basketball. If you happen to play college basketball, that's great.
Yeah.
Thank you for taking the load off of my pocket. I'm worried about you getting a college education. I'm worried about you being put in a proper position to succeed. You feel me? If I'm not putting you in a proper position to succeed, I'm a failure as a parent.
Do you think that a lot of parents think that sports is the way out of
Absolutely.
the hood?
Absolutely, but they're too closed in on the sports. There's tons of sports out here that are opportunity. Tons of sports. Gymnastics is
Right.
one. Boxing is another. Football, basketball, baseball, soccer.
Why do we focus so
lacrosse.
much on football and basketball?
Because
though?
those are the sports that we play. When I'm gonna keep it funky with you, we are athletic people, so we can play any sport. We could play hockey if we had an ice rink that we could skate in.
The coach.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right,
Like
right.
it would be a much faster game of hockey. You feel me? You feel me? Like just jumping over top of doing flips. You see how they do flips on the football field? We be doing all types of flips with skates on,
Yeah.
all that stuff on, scoring a goal, right? But we don't worry about that because the only sports that they allow us to see are the sports that baseball and tennis. We was talking about this the other day. I mean, baseball, tennis, and soccer and golf. Those are the things that we don't play, right? But they're the things that nobody's getting hit. Nobody's getting hurt. You can play golf until you're 75 years old. After you're done with the PGA Tour, you go to the LPGA Tour. Well, that's the ladies. But you can go to the old man PGA Tour. To the senior PGA Tour.
Senior PGA Tour.
You know, you can keep playing. They'll wheel you out in the wheelchair.
Yeah, that's true. So
Continue to make money.
right.
But we're not worried about that. We're worried about football. Football, you got a 5-year career. Basketball, you might got a 6-year career. And then you're gone. Then it's over for you.
That's if you don't die because they're dying on the field these days.
Well, that's because of the COVID shot.
I'm done.
You
It's
didn't
time for
see,
the
you
show
didn't
to
see
be
too many
over.
people dying on the field before then?
Yes, they did.
No, you
Jay.
didn't. Not as readily as they dying now.
I
Who that?
definitely don't believe.
Not fatigue.
I definitely don't believe that.
You don't believe what?
These people are dying on the field because of COVID vaccine. Pig.
COVID? Yeah, it could be.
Could be. See, you just out here saying stuff.
I'm not a doctor.
I know you're not.
I
in the
just
medical
play-
field.
I just play one on
You
TV.
talking about they dying on the field
Hey,
because of
man.
COVID vaccine? They are not
Read
dying. Yeah,
Oh, all right. Okay.
dying on the
Shit.
scene. That is not what happened.
It
People
could
have
happen.
no. Some of these people have medical conditions that we didn't even know about. Like we don't know everybody's medical history.
High blood pressure.
Oh, that's the ball.
Yeah, all
Right.
types
Like
of
me.
stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
You make yourself have high blood pressure though.
I do.
Like you go too far.
No, but sometimes, you have to go too far.
You just told
you
me
gotta-
when somebody stepped on
You
your son's
too.
foot, you told him to punch him in the face.
Punch him in the face. I know my sister would agree with me. She don't play none of that. She taught me that. I wasn't always on that type time. If somebody step on your shoe, punch him in the face. Ain't that right now? See, she ain't gonna say nothing. 9:15 is in the building.
Back to school readiness. What else we want to tell the people before we could be done?
Allow your kids to come to you and explain, what they're going through, right? Ask your children when they come home from school, how was school? We don't do that anymore. We don't talk to our kids.
I think
the way we used
that's
to.
what we lacking.
Right?
Definitely.
And we don't know what's going on in their life. And so then when something hits the wall for the 50th time, now they're acting crazy in school. Now you're like, oh, now I got to go to school and find out. And the teacher's like, well, Pierre hasn't been paying attention. He's been off in the days. He comes to class. He doesn't really know. Like, boy, what's wrong with you? Man, nothing. Now they're so deep inside of it where they feel like you don't care. You never asked me.
Right.
You never had this conversation. Now you're lost trying to get to him. Man, every time I pick my son up, what's up with you? Talk to me.
I think communication is the best thing on everything for school. I think in the beginning of the year, you need to make sure that you're communicating with your children's teacher. Make your presence known, because there's a lot of families, there's a lot of teachers who never even see the family all year long. Like in the beginning of the school year, make your presence known. Listen, I'm here. I've noticed that teachers don't care if you don't care.
No, they don't.
So if they know that you care about your child, that you're going to show up to meet the teacher night,
Yes.
you're going to show up to get report cards, you're going to be emailing, you're going to be in constant communication with your teacher.
Yes.
so that there's be no surprises. Like you said, this teacher has been dealing with this something with a kid for over a month now, and you're just hearing about it when it just goes explosive. Like, no, we don't want to do that. We want to be able to have such a presence in our classroom because parents are the leaders, parents are the teachers, right?
Absolutely.
So we have to make our presence known. The number one complaint from teachers I hear is that the lack of parent participation.
And that's the biggest cause for parents and teachers to be on this different plane.
Yeah.
Right? Because I'm looking at my son as this is my son. And you're looking at them, once you see me every day, or you see me at the parent-teacher conferences, and I'm asking questions, and now you're looking at, like, that's a good kid, right? He has a good parent. I'm going to call your mom. I'm going to call your dad. If I give you that access to me, you can call me as soon as something happens the first time,
Right.
where I don't have to wait until I come in on
Absolutely.
a parent-teacher conference, and you're like, yeah, well, since the first day of school, he's just been, well, why didn't you call
Why
me?
didn't you call me? I know with my kids, like, because and whenever something's going on at home, something changed at home. Not that you got to tell the teacher your business, but you got to let them know, hey, what's going on. For example, like if something went down with my kids, say if my daughter had such a rough night, the fact that their parents are deceased, right? So sometimes they've had like rough nights
absolutely.
things happen.
Right.
I immediately email the teacher, hey, she didn't sleep that well last night, ABC going, if something's going on, just let me know, call me.
Right.
Parents don't do that anymore. Parents don't communicate with the teachers. So I feel like the teachers don't feel like they need to communicate with us because we're just here babysitting your kid for these 8 hours and then that's it. But the more you make yourself present, the more that they care, I feel like.
That's all they can give you is care, because you care.
Because you care.
You care enough to make sure they know who you are, what you want, what you deserve, what your child needs. You know what I mean? I need communication from the adult in the room, and if the adult in the room is the teacher, that's how it goes. Now, if they got an older 21-year-old young man in the school, I'll talk to him too.
All right. So
I need you to keep your eye on him. Here,
Please.
take my number. Call me.
I think it's so important for parents to, again, establish a rapport right away, build a relationship right away.
Cool.
Not just for one parent, for both parents. So how many parents are involved in your children's life? Take a team, take a village. Listen, I involved my sister. Listen, this is auntie, she on it too. This is her contact. Because here's the thing, they ask you emergency contacts, right? That emergency contact has to be involved in the whole school system too in order to know what's going on. So I think, like, again, it takes a village to raise children. The schools are a part of our village. The community is part of our village, our family, and our friends.
Yes.
So we have to really invest in our village in order for our kids to be successful, point blank, period. So whatever you got to do to make your child successful, if you got to show up at the school every day, if you got to email the teacher every day, whatever you need to do, start that right away. Not to get on their nerves, but to make sure that they're held accountable for what they have to do with our children. They get paid to take care of our children, right? They get paid to educate our children. They don't get paid to sit there, yell, and scream at our children all day, or don't give them anything because they don't think that somebody else cares. No, that's not what they get paid for. So just like as parents, we're held accountable for what happened with our children. We go to court. We got to go deal with the law when we do wrong for our children, when we're not giving them food, shelter, and clothing, right? We're in trouble. So the same thing that we want from our education system. They get paid to educate our kids. So parents, nothing is too much. Go up there every day.
Please.
Email, talk to your kids. P, you made a good point, is have communication with your kids every day. Ask your child, how was your day? Don't say they be like, it's all right. No, we want to talk. We want to have some verbal communication about how exactly was your day. But what you do, listen, to the point until they get used to it. What you do at 7 o'clock when you got to school? What did you do at 8 o'clock when you got to school? What did you do at 9 o'clock? Break down each hour until they get used to communicating with you about school. After a while, they'll get it. They know that mom and dad is going to say, hey, how was school? And I'm going to have it ready. Some kids smart. They have a whole speech ready for you. It may not be true sometimes, but at least they get that communication part. So we just want y'all out here really get invested in our children. Invest in your children. Their education is important. Even if the child decides not to go to college, they decide to go to tech school, it doesn't matter. You just need education in this world.
Yes.
Education in this world is so important because, after 7th or 8th grade, them words come differently. Yeah. It ain't no more sight words and all the other stuff. They words, like utterly ridiculous and stuff like that. You don't teach that in 5th grade, right? As you get older, you get more words, and you want your child to be able to communicate and understand the verbiage that's out here and not be lost in the world. That's part of taking care of our kids, making sure that they get the things that they need for the things that they have to do.
Yes.
Point blank. So thank you guys for joining Parenting
Bust
with a
that
Purpose. Huh?
Bust their ass.
Thank you guys for joining Parenting with a Purpose. If you know someone or someone who wants to be on this show to have a discussion, particularly men, I am looking for fathers to have a discussion because I only can tell the point of view of a female
Right,
and a
and
mother.
that's the only point of view you really need to have.
No, I need to hear.
I'm trying to give you so you can understand.
I need some more men in here so I can.
How many different men you need in here to understand there's only you in here? You only need one man.
P, but your perspective is not the same as everybody else's perspective. I want to hear a different perspective.
Or a man, it's another man in here right now. Look over there. Ask him if his perception. What did you say? Perception.
That's what I'm talking about.
My perceptive.
Is your perception the same as mine?
My perceptive.
He understands it the same way I understand
He
it.
hang out with you every day, P.
No, he
So
not
I'm gonna
every
need somebody
day.
different. I'm gonna need somebody different.
Okay. All right.
Anyway, if you guys wanted to tune in every Thursday for Parenting with a Purpose, we would love for you to be our guest on our show. If there's any parenting topics you want to talk about that we haven't reached yet, or even if we already discussed, definitely want to talk about. One of the topics that I do want to get people on is we're talking about the sexuality in our school district. Like, you know, the kids who are getting hormone shots at first grade, second grade, and I want to talk about that and how you feel with your children sharing a bathroom with a transgender kid, like all that stuff. We want to talk about.
They have unisex bathrooms. They got a urinal and a toilet in the bathroom. Unisex bathrooms.
We'll see you guys back here at 7 p.m. every Thursday.
It's okay. I ain't got no choice.